So that is exactly what we are doing today. We are trying to understand when you breathe in and you hold your breath and then you breathe out and again you hold your breath. That is actual pranayam. Pranayam is not breathing in and out. Breathing in and out is not pranayam. That is just normal breathing. But when you are awarefully breathing and then hold or pause, you can say pause or hold or kumbhak or antar kumbhak, whatever you say, that is the same thing. You just inhale and hold and exhale and again hold. And that hold can be 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds, I don't know, whatever is your capacity. But you should not hyperventilate when you're doing that. So breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. Uh, I would take 10 seconds inhalation or whatever the maximum you can inhale. Don't worry about the seconds of inhalation, but at least 4 counts to 5 counts hold and exhale and 4 to 5 count hold. Now this is the fundamental thing. This is the basis, very base of that book, the Gravity of Gratitude, in which what my dad told me was, when you breathe in, say thank, and then hold the breath, and again when you breathe out, say you, and then again hold the breath. Now I asked him, why you want me to thank who? Thank who? He said, thank the breath itself. Don't need to worry about it. Thank the breath. So that's what he told me. So this is Hanumanji. When he was a small baby, he saw the sun and he went up. So this particular mudra or the yogasan is Anjaneyasan. Anjaneyasan. This is one of the most unbelievably fantastic asan for activating the Manipura chakra. This part of this chakra over here, stomach area, the umbilical cord or the belly button area. So when we are as I said, pranayama is awareful breathing. So what you do is you inhale and then you hold and then you exhale and again hold. Now that hold is the doorway to unmanifest consciousness. So the more you are into this practice and for extended period of time, you will see that you are actually dwelling in this area. You're probably not breathing. You may breathe maybe one breath a minute, perhaps maybe one breath in 2 minutes. Normally, what we do is we breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. So that way, what happens is we breathe 15 to 16 times a minute. Whereas when you breathe this way, you breathe is, let's say if you're 4 second inhalation, let's say, or 4 second hold and 4 second exhalation, 4 second hold, right? So what happens is you are basically 15 to 16 seconds you are taking for one breath, which means roughly 4 breath a minute, right? So you are cutting down the amount of breathing cycle by one fourth. At the same time, you're not depriving yourself of the fresh air, but at the same time, in this whole process, you're basically doing a lot of physiological work. So when they say this is a summary of the benefits of inhalation and hold. Now normally there is 21% of oxygen in our inhalation. So when we breathe in the normal breathing, we exhale 16% of the oxygen. Only 5% is taken in. That's why body cannot run in 5%. So you have to keep, again you have to breathe in. Again you have to breathe in. Again you have to breathe in. That's exactly why. So we breathe 16 times a minute. That decreases our lifespan. Remember tortoise or turtle, his breathing is so slow, he's just unbelievable. He lives longer than anybody. And when we inhale and hold for 4 seconds, more oxygen carbon dioxide exchange take place. That is the beauty of this. When you hold, you allow for more oxygen carbon dioxide instead of exhaling 16% oxygen back again into the air, and you are basically putting 16% in and breathing out 5% extra. So that is the way you breathe. When you breathe like 4 breaths per minute, that increases the lifespan. That is a That is a secret of healthy lifespan for yogis. All yogis, if they choose to go, that's their choice. But if they do not choose to go, they can live forever. And I have seen yogis in Prayagraj when I was growing up there. Uh, my goodness, my great grandfather said these guys. I have seen him. He was back then 156-year old, 150, and then he said, my father said, my grandfather said this. Oh, this fellow is living forever. And I have seen him. So forever. So that is why Ichha Marana. So whatever years they live for others. So they just impart the knowledge of this breathing pranayam throughout life. So somebody said, what good is living if I am all the time my whole body is paining and I am having this disease, that disease, and you name it. What is the use for living that long, which is with sick, being sick and infirm? In Tulsidas ji in Hanuman Chalisa says, Nase rog hare sab pira japati nirantar hanumat bira. Means he said that you will be free from all physical affliction and disease. All disease. Japat nirantar hanumat bira. Means if you are, what is Hanumanji? Hanumanji is a breath only. Actually, Hanumanji is our breath. So if you are japat nirantar, nirantar means if you are constantly aware of your breath, then you will not have any physical afflictions or any disease. That's what it is. Now, so when this is our experience also. When we lift heavy weight, what you do? We inhale and hold. Never you can exhale and lift. Exhale and hold and lift. You cannot. You have to inhale, hold, and you can lift the biggest, heaviest object, no problem. That is exactly what Hanumanji must have done. From there, he could hold the breath so long easily when he inhale and hold, put the whole mountain in one set. He can go from Himalaya to Lanka in one breath. Can you believe one breath from Himalaya to Lanka? In order to hold, he would not be breathing here. He was inhaling and hold the Antar Kumbhaka or the inner Kumbhak. He was doing that actually. So, so the outer work, whatever you do outer work, you have to inhale and hold. All backward bending yogasan require you to inhale and hold. This is Bhujangasan and this is Anjaneyasan, the same asan. So you do this inhalation and hold and you will live longer. No doubt. And you can do lot of outside work. Outside work means physical work with absolute dexterity. Now, to strengthen the inner body mechanism, forward bending yogasans are prescribed, which means total exhalation and hold. Say this is Mahamudra. When you do exhale and hold, you complete inhale first and then exhale and do this position. And in this, you just do this also. 10-second hold, 20-second hold. You can do as much. So, so over the period of time, my Guruji has taught me how to increase this, how to do sit 20 in 1 minute or less than 80 seconds. I would say 80 seconds you can breathe one time. So 20-minute inhalation, 20-second inhalation, deep inhalation, fill up your lungs with as much as possible, and then you hold, and again 20-second hold. Then exhale, and almost exhale to the point of touching your abdomen back to the spine. Complete exhale, and again hold 20 seconds. So this kind of a breathing can enhance. What it does is unbelievable. This is exactly what I taught during the COVID time to a lot of people, and they were benefited immensely because of this. And I told them the mechanism behind it. How does exhalation and hold of Bahir Kumbhaka help in our inner body work? Inner body means inside body is physiology only, right? How physiology is changing because of this Bahir Kumbhaka. So I just give you the summary here. I'll just give you one after another what all these details are. Exhalation and hold. This causes transient hypoxia, which means transient increase in blood carbon dioxide level. Just little bit, not a whole lot, just little bit. For the starters, I would rather have 4 second hold and 4 second hold both sides, right? Inhalation and hold, exhalation and 4 second. Don't do more than that. It is a practice that will help you. Not suddenly or tomorrow I'm going to get benefited. All then I start doing 20 second and you get. It is a law of diminishing return will always work in that case. Do not do excessive hold either directions, but gradually increase it. It should take for you to go to 4 second to 10 second hold, you should take at least 2 years to go that level gradually, very gradual, so that the body is used to it. So what it does is enhances respiratory and non-respiratory motor functions, regulates hematopoietic stem cells. Hematopoietic stem cell means those stem cells in the bone marrow which are constantly making blood cells and blood also. New blood cell, new immune cells, they are all creating that. Neuroplasticity. Let's say you have a stroke, right? So how does that portion of the brain which is lost its function can be that function can be used uh, transferred from that portion to adjacent region which can also do the job. That is called synaptic neuroplasticity. And neurogenesis means new neuron formation and making connections also. The neuroplasticity involves neurogenesis and synaptogenesis. Synaptogenesis means connection between two neurons like this. And neuroplasticity is taking the function of that region of the brain which has dead by a nearby brain cell which can do the same function in addition to what it does already. So that kind of a genius brain we have, it has the neuroplasticity. And the best part of it is all the time neurons are somewhere or the other like going out saying goodbye. But then this brand new. That's why when we do the Bhramari Pranayam, what does Bhramari Pranayam do? Is actually increases the stem cells niche in the brain, and that causes new neurons to be formed which are necessary for replacing the old dead cells, neurons. So that is the beautiful. So neuroprotect this particular is called transient hypoxia or Bahir Kumbhaka you can call it. They are very important for neuroprotection in Alzheimer disease. And they promote chondrogenesis. Have you seen after like after 40, 45, 50, 60-year old, most people start to have brittle bone. They fall. It is because of no, the bone is dying and it is releasing calcium in your bloodstream. And that calcium releasing in the bloodstream is causing what? Calcium accumulation in wrong places. Like for instance, your heart valve will have more calcium. It's calcified heart valve, so it doesn't open and close properly. So it is fluttering and sometimes it closes and sticks. So that's another challenge. So when you do this, chondrogenesis means new bone formation will take place. That is unbelievable. And then when you do the cardiomyocytes, which cardiomyocytes means heart muscle. Let's say you have had a heart attack, heart infarct, right? Some portion of the heart did not receive the blood because the blood got somewhat having some lesser uh, some clot has gone in or some plaque has formed and that kind of did not let the blood go in and supply the muscles the brand new blood. So that way that blood muscles dies, heart muscle dies. But when you do this transient hypoxia, which means Bahir Kumbhak means exhale and hold, you increase the cardiomyocytes within the heart cells. Heart cell can repair itself if they want to, but you have to make the mechanism. We are blessed with all kinds of mechanism to heal our own body, but we don't know how. So these are the time tested mechanisms by our rishis. Now somebody has got uh, this particular journal is one of my favorite journals to understand what all things. This is the International Quarterly Journal of Research in Ayurveda. Nishesh Rechika Prana offers benefit through brief intermittent hypoxia. Brief intermittent hypoxia. They talked about 4 second hold, and they said this is unbelievable, and they have figured out how to do this. Now, unexpected benefit of intermittent hypoxia. So now when you say Bahir Kumbhak or Kumbhak, this has a new definition. So you will not, when you see, when you search for search for Bahya Kumbhak, you will not find these papers. I know what Bahya Kumbhak means. It is hypoxia actually. So oh my goodness, they are replacing the name as Bahya Kumbhak to intermittent hypoxia, enhanced respiratory non-respiratory motor function. That's what I told you. Now what is happening? This is the therapeutic window here. This is the maximum benefit happens for the starters. Remember that. So good starts, but then bad also triggers. It at this point bad also net. So one has to be very. This is a 10 second. This is a 10 second here, and this is your 4 second window here. So varied exposure represents a dose of intermittent hypoxia ranging from few minutes per day to many hours per day or week. To although high dose intermittent hypoxia still elicit functional benefit, it shifts the balance from the net benefit to unacceptable physiology. That is what it is. Uh, Law of diminishing return. So for starters, law of diminishing return will happen, and then they will be disappointed why this work doesn't work. So we have to be very systematically consistent. We have to shift this curve to such a point that the bad effect does not even happen. That's how 2 years, 3 years it should take for getting to 10 second hold. You should not do in a hurry. Remember that. So conceptually, nearly all intermittent hypoxia dose elicit beneficial effect, including neuroprotection and the induction of respiratory and somatic motor plasticity. These low dose intermittent hypoxia exposure do not elicit detectable physiology, which means bad physiology, such as hypertension, hippocampal apoptosis. Apoptosis means programmed cell death. So some cells start to die, but it doesn't show in this. But if you are doing it early and early wanted to go 10 second, 20 second, and thinking that you are becoming macho, no, it doesn't work that way. You will have apoptosis, you will have hypertension, you will have what you call um, some kind of a breathing challenges will start to happen. Although high dose illicit intermittent hypoxia still is illicit benefits, if shift the balance from net benefit to unacceptable physiology. So that's what it is I've been telling. Now, this is yours. These are the bit different. Moderate intermittent hypoxia is all these are very nice and growing good, right? In chronic hypoxia, inflammation happens, phagocytosis and loss of plasticity happen. So remember that. That is a very important study. This is the most important study I think I have seen so far on Kumbhak. Low is good because what happens is you will have these microglia will have surveillance property. But if it is then they will be getting activated. And activated microglia eats up the neighboring neurons. Remember that. Activated microglia releases inflammatory molecules which cause death of the nearby neurons and hence loss of plasticity. Neuroplasticity, remember that those people who lost some portion brain function because of stroke or something, then if they are doing a good job of proper breathing, moderate intermittent hypoxia, they will become this brain will become like that. Otherwise, this will become like that. Another one. Would intermittent hypoxia add significant benefits to simple breathing pranayama? Yes. So this is how it is. 4 to 5, 10-second hold, you see the benefit is happening. Otherwise, 3 to 6 second hold. So these are the different periodic holding of breath while expiration and inspiration repeat. They call power pranayama. Okay. So hematopoietic stem cell, I told you this is a study done by some Japanese scientists here, and it is published in German journal actually, European Journal of Physiology, very good journal. And then they saw hematopoietic stem cell and immune cell progenitor. This is another Japanese scientist who have done this work, and it is published in International Immunology. So these are the hematopoietic stem cell are the ones which get activated, and these are the guys which are these different kinds of stem cells. The bone, the stem cell within the bones, they produce all kind of different cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 different kinds of cell plus some more, I would say, there, because these guys will also differentiate into something else. So, and those are the ones which keep keep differentiating as if they are floating inside the blood. Functional hypoxia drives neuroplasticity and neurogenesis via brain erythropoietin. This is another lead journal which have very high impact uh, value here. And what it does is functional hypoxia. They say functional hypoxia is because only that which is intermittent, not excessive. Moderate functional hypoxia is a moderate hypoxia. Drives neuroplasticity and neurogenesis. And why this protein molecule, which is very beautiful molecule. I happened to work with this when I was young. Okay. Hypoxia inducible factors as neuroprotective agent in Alzheimer's disease. HIF1 alpha, they call it. HIF1 hypoxia inducible factor, HIF. 1 alpha is the name, whatever the name is. That's how they are very neuroprotective in in Alzheimer's disease. So pranayam, when somebody says do pranayam, awareful breathing is what it is all about. It is so simple. It will drive away Alzheimer's disease from your life forever if you do the proper breathing. Proper breathing is $1 billion, but they don't want to tell you that this is a you just do breathing properly. But no, they will put some medicine in and cause side effects. And they say, okay, you Alzheimer's disease. They have almost given up on Alzheimer's disease. But no, our Bharatiya Sanskriti has the fundamentals of taking care of our entire body from head to the toe. Everything is there. All we need to know is how to go access it. Because HIF inducing factor, they are neuroprotective, which means what is neuroprotection? So let's understand what neuroprotection means actually. How do now neurons die? Remember I told you about this guy? Wait a minute. This one. This this is neurodegeneration and this is neuroprotection. Just assume that. What happens when neurons die? They activated microglia happens and they can produce a lot of inflammation molecule, interleukin 4, interleukin 6, and all these different cytokines. They call cytokines. They are released by this guy who destroy the neurons. This is, and it consistently keeps happening. There will be more activated microglia, and they will continuously destroy all the neurons inside our brain. So if you are breathing properly, this will never happen.
Sir, is this only preventative for Alzheimer's?
Yes, preventive as well as if you are really you want to stop it. Actually, what has happened when the symptom starts, you have Every brain has activated microglia. Almost not all of it, but maybe mm, in every square centimeter area there might be five microglia which are activated. But in Alzheimer's brain there are millions activated. 1 million, 2 million. So you can't somehow absolutely drive away those activation until unless you have figured out how to stop the neuro inflammation. If you can stop neuroinflammation, then only, and that's why the use of haldi, the turmeric, is so popular now in amongst
Constant.
turmeric along with milk. If you drink every night, you will prevent that also. In fact, it has been caused to slow down the the degenerative drop. I mean, degeneration has been almost halted. People have thought that this fellow will lose all memory and all that stuff within 6 months. If they start taking haldi milk or turmeric milk, they can say, "Oh my goodness, this fellow still maintains 6 months. Also has gone, and he's still maintaining good uh, cognition." So this is what it is. Learning how to bow down before the altar is another mechanism, which I'll tell later sometime. How does that work out?
Thank you, sir.
I think today itself I'll give a small snippet here, but eventually we will learn more about what does what does putting bindi for women and putting tilak for men over here help in blocking neurodegeneration also. A very very subtle, small thing, but we have lost it because we have not put awareness onto those great science that has been already done. So anyway,
So excuse me,
neuroprotection.
can I just interrupt
Yes,
for a second, please? Uh,
yes,
you were talking about haldi in the milk.
yes,
Is it
yes.
just is it the normal haldi powder or kachi haldi?
Both are fine. Both are
O-
fine.
Okay.
N- Now what
Yeah.
is happening is if it is very if a haldi, how do you know the old haldi that the powder haldi is good? It if it has the stickiness. Stickiness means oily. It's just little bit oil has to be there. If
Thank
you
you.
take the raw haldi, you will find it will stain your knife really bad.
Yeah.
So
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 which is
that
best?
is that staining of the knife is because of that stickiness inside that. That is also very important.
So the
Okay.
better haldi is the kachi haldi. Yeah.
Both are fine, both are great, but you should have a high quality one. So sometimes what happens is they are taking away the active ingredient and they are drying the powder and then they are taking it out. That is one of the cunningness of people there. So if I think just wet haldi is fantastic. Just eat it as is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just take the haldi, grate it, and put it in a. Uh, don't put it in milk right away because it'll the milk will go bad. Boil the milk and then put it there and let it simmer it
Oh.
for a while.
Okay. 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 Very
Haldi
good.
as well as ginger, both are fantastic. Both are antioxidant, both are anti-inflammatory. They are just the greatest thing in the planet. Haldi and ginger, they are the same family. They are the same rhizome family. They are great.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Thank.
these guys, haldi has it's a H-DAC inhibitor, which means it modifies the epigenome. Those genes which are activated, let's say those genes which cause activation of microglia, they block that. Haldi blocks that microglial activation genes that activate those microglia. Those are the ones which are silenced by haldi, and that's why it is such a fantastic thing.
You. Nice to know that. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I have worked on this molecule curcumin. They call it active ingredient is curcumin. It's fantastic. It is just the and they have started also now nano curcumin also, which is equally fantastic. That's why I told you that they are trying to take the active ingredient out of it and then putting the powder in, and and you don't know what you don't you think yellow means haldi. It's not. Maybe it's not the right haldi that you really require, right? It's just a yellow color, but the active ingredient has been taken away from that.
Yeah.
So that's why I would the place where we got haldi. Whenever I go to India, I get haldi from the source. From the source means from that guy who harvests haldi, dries it, and makes powder right there in front of in his own chakki. Wherever that is.
Yeah,
I
but we
get that from him.
can
So what
order.
happens is the package the packet the powder packet that I get does not you put it in three packets, it will still stain. It's so strong it you will never get it out of it. Those are the real haldi.
Okay, yeah.
But nonetheless, it's fine to get the wet haldi, the rhizome itself. They are fantastic. I think you should go for that
Okay,
because
thank you.
here we do not know what we are getting. Seriously, in including in India also, we don't know what you are getting. You have to be very aware. Okay, let me take the haldi itself, dry haldi. I mean the wet haldi. They are great. But if you want to take the dry haldi, the powder itself, then you should know where you're getting it from. Because some of them are cunning. They just take the active ingredient out and then dry the powder. In India, drying is 2 hour it will dry.
Yeah.
But then we have taken the juice away from that.
No, no, we can get kachi haldi here, the wet one, so we can use
Yes,
those.
yes, those are very good, extremely good,
Yeah,
very nice. Haldi and ginger, both.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, HIF1 alpha chondrogenesis. Remember, I told you about chondrogenesis. Chondrogenesis means bone formation. Cardiomyocytes. Cardiomyocyte means heart cells, baby heart cells. The progenitor, the those cells that are going to become heart cells, those are the cardiomyocytes. Now, I'll tell you why this is important. Have you seen people going to Amarnath, Badrinath, Kedarnath, or even Mansarovar, Kailash, all that? Once they are 60, they ask you to go there. Why? Oh, they say, oh, go to, you'll see. God does not need you, man. God is already fulfilled. Lord Shiva is completely fulfilled by his own nature. He is reveling in his own nature all the time. Why this rishis wanting you to go there? So that you can experience transient hypoxia there. Because that air is very thin, less oxygen. The less oxygen means your what will happen is all those previous slides that I told you, all these are getting fantastic. When you go there, you will never come back complaining about life. Otherwise, you 60 years, my back is paining, my head is paining, my wherever I touch it pains. And they complain and they are the the most like old people, they should learn how to live a respectful old life rather than burden life. They should never be the burden on anybody because their kids are fighting their own battle and you are putting extra effort burden on them. You old people should never be the burden of anybody. I'm very responsibly telling you this. No old people should complain about anything. They have got everything in life and they have to figure out how to live better till the last breath of your life. Be very productive, very what you call they should be in service of mankind all the time till the last breath. And in fact, why it is important to go to this Kailash, it is not for you to, oh, हमको स्वर्ग मिल जाएगा, I'll get heaven. No, heaven, this is heaven. While you are living, you are complaining, you are in hell. And if you are happy when you are sitting around people and encouraging them to do some good and you are helping them more and more, that is heaven. So, but if you're complaining all the time, which means your breathing is not properly done, you have backache, your bone is brittle, you're falling in the bathroom, or all the stuff is, or you are having Alzheimer's situation. That is not healthy living. That is hence before this thing starts at the age of 65. This all this neurodegenerative disorder starts. That's why they ask you to go before 60 or around 60. You should go to all these tirthasthan, which are in mountains, all up there in mountain. Why? Because they want you to experience hypoxia by default. So when you come back, I have seen my grandmother. She was always. We used to have fun with her also, but she used to chase us with a stick, when we were young. So my dad sent her to Badrinath Kedarnath. जाइए माता जी आप जाइए वहाँ खुश है. And she came back, everything was perfect. She had no complaint, nothing. Because when you go there, the entire body rejuvenation happens there. So this is what it is. So Mount Kailash, abode of Adi Yogis. This is a place I am going this June. Uh, this is fantastic. And that's why, why Tulsidaji said, which for such a firm conviction, he said, Nase rog hare sab pira, japat nirantar hanumat bir. Nase rog hare sab pira. Dunya ke all the trouble that you have had, you will go away if you breathe properly. What is the Hanumat Bira means? Do pranayam properly. Not Shwasayam, Pranayam. We are doing Shwasayam. Inhale, exhale. This is Shwasayam. When you do, that breath become Pancha Prana. One Hanumanji become Panchamukhi Hanumanji. And that Panchamukhi Hanumanji means basically Pancha Prana means five physiological functions in our body. That's what it is. जो यहाँ पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होए सिद्धि साकी. He said, Tulsidaji says, you the one who reads, not chants, reads, padhe. This is the word. Padhe means when you are reading Hanuman Chalisa, you are breathing in Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar in Jai Kapish Tehu Lok Ujagar hold Ramdut Atulita Baladhama exhale Anjani Putra Pavan Sutnama again hold. And then again inhale Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi inhale कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी होल्ड कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा exhale कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा again hold. So this repeat the cycle. That is what they said. If Hoisiddhi Sakhi, everything that you wish in your life will happen. Why? Because you are basically programming your brain to receive the signals from the extra intelligence. Outside infinite intelligence, there is much more intelligence outside and within, but we are not able to access it. But if you do the proper breathing, we will be able to access it. So that's what it is. What does pranayama eventually do anyways? Somebody asked me this. Actually, this whole talk is coming as a evolved one version after another, one version after another. I just keep adding slide based on the question that I get. So this is what does pranayama eventually do anyways? Of course, those are the things that you do. Okay, fine. My brain is fantastic. My brain is no Alzheimer. My body is having all the neuroimmune cells and all that stuff is going on. T cells, B cell. I have good immunity. Everything is fantastic. How? What is that doing anyway? Proper understanding of pranayama is
I think your signal is gone, sir.
Yeah.
please repeat
Hello?
what is yes.
We lost you there, sir.
Am I? Are we lost?
Now we
No,
can hear you.
but
Oh.
but we lost your signal and you were frozen there for a while.
Oh. Now is it okay?
Now
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So what I was telling you was this talk is basically a refined version of version 3 version 4 because everybody keeps asking questions and then I'll try add new slide for the next talk. So what is happening is our whole life is to be established in dharma. Dharma means that which is the very substratum of our being. If we are not established in our substratum of your own being, what we will become is a hypocrite. I was just talking to Shruti ji just few seconds before we all joined that stress is the biggest killer. Number one, I say, oh, I'm retired now. I don't have stress. But are you projecting yourself to be what you are not? So if we are projecting something that is against our true nature, then that is stress because that is creating polarity. So if we are not established in ourself, dharma, dharma is nothing but that which is the substratum of our very being. That's why in Sanskrit they call it swastha. Swastha. Swastha means that which is established. Swasthit. Swa mein sthit hona is called swasthya. Swasthya is health. We don't say healthy. We say are you swastha? Are you established in yourself? If you are established in yourself, there is no disease. Period. It's over. Disease are immediately. Now, what all pranayam does is to get you established in dharma. Dharma sar, not dharma bhas. There is a apparent uh, what you call outward shell looking like dharma. False. The real dharma is sar, the juice. Let's say if you assume a mango, the mango, uh, if you take away the juice and fill up some straw in that, in that mango, it's that mango looks like a pure good mango, but it has no juice in it. So dharma sar is that which is the juice, and dharma bhas means apparently, appears to be apparent, not real. Dharma bhas. So we are if we are not living in dharma sar but living in dharma bhas, that is causing stress. Awareful breathing is called pranayama. Then only we will get pran pratisthit, which means that now Sri Hanumanji is invoked in us. We are now become a deity. Pran pratishtha, when let's say Ram Lala in Ayodhya, there was a pran pratishtha process for that idol to make it a deity. And when you do the deity, you are free to worship that. Are we doing this idol that has been given to us as a deity? Are we making the idol that this body is? This is idol right now. But is that become a deity now? No. Only pran pratisthit body will become a deity. And then only we can say Aham Brahmasmi. Before that, we cannot say Aham Brahmasmi. When we are established in ourself, which means we are pran pratisthit, then only we can, whatever we say, whatever we do happens in that case. We have become a deity now. When that happens, only we will have dharma buddhi, vivek buddhi, and otherwise nothing is going to happen. Dharma buddhi and vivek buddhi is the hallmark of Bharatji in Ramcharitmanas or Ramayana. Bharatji was one of the greatest embodiment of Dharma Buddhi and Vivek Buddhi. Failure to have Dharma Buddhi and Vivek Buddhi will make us Kaikeyi, who can be lured to become corrupt by Manthara's mentality people, whose entire goal in life is I, me, and mine. This is every word is worth meditating upon in this slide. So until unless we are established in Dharma Buddhi or we are Pran Pratisthit through pranayam, then only we will be established in Dharma Buddhi and Vivek Buddhi. Vivek Buddhi is discerning intellect. Discerning intellect means that to discern what is right and what is wrong and stick with the right. With all, no matter how much lured you are with from the outside. So if we Kaikei was not established in Dharma Buddhi and Vivek Buddhi, and that's why she could be lured to become corrupt. We know what corruption is. In Bharat, if you see in Delhi, that man does not have Dharma Buddhi nor Vivek Buddhi. And he was not pran pratisthit because he never knew he never knew what pranayam was to start with. See, this is the downfall of man that can happen with I, me, and mine. So that's where most people are. This is mine and that is yours, and I'll protect everything with all my might to protect what is mine, and I'll destroy what is yours. This is what is happening in this planet because none of them are established in. They are not doing pranayama, hence they are not established in. They are not pran pratisthit, as a result of which they do not have dharma buddhi nor vivek buddhi. So that's what it is. So where does this dharma buddhi and vivek buddhi live? It is in the prefrontal cortex. This is the place where dharma buddhi and vivek buddhi lives. Okay, and this is a region for metacognitive intelligence. This is now the neuroscience part of it. Thinking about the right thinking, thinking is thinking about a thought at a deeper level is metacognitive intelligence. And this portion of the brain is the only brain which is going to evolve now. Every part of the brain is finalized. It's done deal. This portion is the only portion which will evolve to become a Buddha or Ram or Krishna or Jesus Christ or Guru Nanak. These people had this thing going on for them. But they are, you can count them. How can the whole population, how can the entire nation become Dharmasara, Dharma Buddhi, Vivek Buddhi, have higher metacognitive intelligence, not the artificial intelligence. This domain has nothing to do with artificial intelligence. This domain is to harness signals from infinite intelligence, all intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Right now, human being is living in this fight, flight, freeze, stress. This is the response. Limbic system is governing the brain of the world right this moment. You have seen close to Ireland, not too far away from there is a country called Ukraine that is having challenges. This is the place where they are working from. This is the place where one should start working from. A nation as a whole, if they are working at this level, they are the most evolved nation in the planet. And that's why it is so important that we as belonging from India needs to develop this part through pranayam, proper pranayam. Because then what will happen is these different functions of prefrontal cortex. They are in this prefrontal cortex. There are six different regions. Empathy. Remember empathy? I was talking to you, Shrutiji, that insular cortex, the compassion and everything is right there, right here. This portion. Insight, response flexibility, emotion regulation, body regulation, morality, intuition, attuned communication, fear modulation. These are the nine functions of this portion. And limbic system is fear, worry, tension, stress, you name it. All the negative emotions coming from limbic system. So this is exactly when you are established in our non-dual existence, which is the self. Then you can say Vishnumaya Jag. And this is Marathi Abhang. Vishnumaya Jaga, Vishnumaya Jaga, Vaishnavansa Dharma, Veda Veda Brahma, Veda Veda Brahma, Amanga Vishnu Maya Jada. If we are established in the very essential nature, which is of the nature of non-dual existence, then the duality and delusional living in inauspiciousness disappears. Thank you very much. Infinite gratitude to you all.